sorry, can I try just one more time? Jack Straw, can I just try one more time to get you to either answer the question no or yes, except that the rise of the BNP and the reason that Mr. Griffin is on this panel tonight is because of their success in the European Parliament. As you well know, they got 2 seats in Europe. Is that because of failings by your government over the last 12 years to reassure people about the scale of immigration? Why not?
I don't believe it is. I think if you want to know why, and I said that right at the beginning, David, if you want to know why the BNP won in the Northwest and in Yorkshire in June, it was a lot to do with discontent with all the political parties, particularly over the issue of expenses.
I think, Jack, there are certain things that mainstream political parties have to be honest about, and I think that answer is not an honest answer. There are a whole series of issues which are affecting people who vote for the British National Party. I come from Dewsbury, where at the last general election we had the largest BNP vote anywhere in the country. I campaigned and I canvassed and I met many people who voted for the BNP. And there are real issues around poverty, around deprivation, around lack of social mobility and immigration. It is an issue. There are many people who feel that the pace of change in their communities has been too bad and that has been too fast, and that the government has not properly resourced those particular areas to respond to that change. Now, we can do one of 2 things. I'm not prepared to have the debate as the BNP would like to have the debate on immigration, which is all about black and brown people. This is not a race debate. This is a debate about resources. And the mainstream political parties have a responsibility to take on this debate, to actually tackle the issues, the underlying issues that are making some people vote for the BNP. Because I've said this before, and I'll say it again. What the BNP are, their activists and their members, I don't think there's any doubt about it. Mr. Griffin has proved that by his evasive answers today. But there are many people out there who vote for the British National Party who are not racist. There is lots of statistical evidence to prove that. And therefore, what we have to do is we have to go out and say to those people, as mainstream political parties, we are prepared to listen, we are prepared to deal with this, and you do not have to turn to a racist, fascist party who have their own agenda to deliver their solutions on your concerns.
But what precisely are you prepared to do?
Well, there are a number of things that we have to do. First of all, I don't think people in this country say we don't want black and brown people. What they say is we need a cap on the number of people who are coming here. We need to know year by year how many people are going to be coming. We need to know year by year how many people are leaving. We need to know that those people who should not be here are removed properly. We need to know.
Who's saying do it?
Well, this is absolutely...
Just do it.
No,
You've just lost 40,000 people in the system.
Sir,
Where are they?
I would say to you that the Conservative Party policy is very clear. We would have an annual cap, we would have an annual limit. We would look every year, we would speak to industry, we would look at our resources, we would look at our needs. But what we would not do, hold on a minute, what we would not do is pull up the drawbridge, because Britain should have the brightest and the best from around the world, and we should welcome them because they make a contribution to our society.
The man over there, I want to hear from you. I'll come to you. The man up there with the moustache, then I'll come to you with the striped tie.
Was it the Conservative Party that joined the EU that's allowing all the migrants from other countries coming in at the moment? So it was Conservatives doing, not the Labour's doing, wasn't it?
So the European Union immigration is what worries you, and you, sir, in the front here. Gentleman here.
I agree more with the lady on the panel. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Saeed Abbas. Well, there are 2 ladies. Bonnie Greer.
Well, this lady is. I remember Bonnie's name. But I think the problem is Labour has failed with immigration. People are disgruntled about that. There are all these reports that you read, things that people see in their own communities, and an easy way to vent your frustration and your anger is a crossing the box for the BNP. And a lot of people, I would imagine, that voted BNP did it out of frustration and anger and a feeling of what else can I do? And they're not racist people, I would imagine.
So Nick Griffin is nodding, saying that people voted for him not because they pursued his policies, but because they just were
sorry to say, Nick, but I would imagine that's the case, and I welcome the Conservative Party's policy.
Hold on a minute. Let's just hear some more, please. The person in purple there. Yes.
I would say that I would answer no personally to the question. The reason being that everybody here knows that Nick Griffin's mission is to give the BNP more credibility and pull this sort of veneer of acceptability on top of the party, So he's gonna wrap his sort of slimy arms around any bandwagon going to give them a bit more credibility and make everybody nod their heads, even if it's sort of hollow.
And the person in the middle, the one in the middle there? Yes.
Thank you. I agree with everything that Baroness Varsay has said, but also as well, I think the public who are voting for the BNP do need to be educated about what Nick stands for. He's basically a wolf in sheep's clothing, as he's demonstrated this evening. How does somebody who is non-racist and all these lies he's saying that's been said about him end up going to the Hitler, where you were celebrating his birthday or something not too long ago? And also as well, going back to what the Baroness said, the parties must listen, because one of the things, I'm sitting here and every time Jack Straw somebody says Afro-Caribbean, I'm cringing. African Caribbean.
Chris Hume.
Well, let me come back to the question, which was, has immigration, the failures of immigration policy helped the BNP? I think there have been undoubted failures of immigration policy. I think there's been some really shambolic delivery of immigration policy over the last few years. For example, our border control, which was a process begun, by the way, by the Conservative government and continued by Labour. Our border control no longer is able to count people out. The result is we issue nearly 2 million visas every year to students and other people on short-term visas, and we don't know whether they've left. And that is absolutely unbelievable. And the first thing we need to do is to make sure we get back control over our borders. The other thing, I think the government, frankly, made an unbelievable mistake in its projections of what was going to happen when we, among very few other European countries, decided we were going to allow everybody from the new Central and Eastern European member states in. The government projected it would be 56,000 people would come here. It ended up being 766,000. That is probably, I'm a bit of a connoisseur of bad government forecasts, but that is probably one of the worst government forecasts on record.
And hang on, wait. Had they known that would be the figure, what could they have done to change it? As part of the European Union, which you support.
No, it wasn't. But they're absolutely wrong, David. It was not. What happened was that most of the other European countries decided to have transitional arrangements whereby they didn't allow free immigration from Central Eastern Europe.
For how long? For how long?
For 10 years. But the point is that if Denmark, Ireland and the UK we decided to go ahead and open our borders immediately. Now, obviously, if you couldn't go, well, on the basis of government forecasts, which were entirely wrong. Now, let me come back to the final.
Hold on a second. Let's just deal with this one. Jack Straw says that you wanted this to happen.
You
voted for it.
We looked at I didn't. I wasn't in the Parliament, but we looked at this forecast on the assumption that the government's forecast was correct. It was unbelievably inaccurate.
The Conservative Party were the only one
let's not go any further down the European road.
Hang on, there's a rather important part of the argument about the success of the BNP. Because the evidence on the success of the BNP is very simple. It's not primarily about immigration. What it is actually about is people being disconnected from the political system, and we're the only party in Burnley that has managed to halve BNP support over the last 4 years. We're actually now running the council, and we've done that by listening to people, and the problem is, frankly, there aren't enough Liberal Democrats out there doing what was done in Burnley to turn back the BNP, because we're the only party that's
Okay. Nick Griffin.
It is rather surprising to have a senior Lib Dem masquerading, it seems, as an anti-immigration party. But Jack Straw was actually right, I think, on this, when he said that no, it's not the Labour Party's fault. It's the fault of the entire political elite, which has imposed an enormous multicultural program, experiment on the British people without so much as buy your leave. All we've got out of it is tax bills. It's transformed our country to the extent that the government's own figures, interpreted by demographers...
Who are the British people? Who are you talking about?
Finish and they come.
I'd like to know.
Yes, yeah. Okay. The government's own figures, according to demographers at Oxford University, show that the indigenous British, the people who've been here...
The whites.
That's it. Skin colour's irrelevant, Jack. Skin colour's irrelevant.
What do you mean by white, Mr. Griffin? Indigenous.
I think this gets to the very
Wait,
point.
can I ask a question? Because you three
Why are you against mixed marriage?
Wait. If you all attack on different fronts, you'll get nowhere.
Yes.
Just finish what you were saying.
I think we've reached the absolute nub of it. no one here, Jack Straw, wouldn't dare to go to New Zealand and say to a Maori, what do you mean indigenous? You wouldn't dare to go to North America and say to an American Red Indian, a Sioux or whatever, what do you mean indigenous? We're all the same.